we're gonna get started. We only have after today one class left in the metal element, um,
Okay.
and today we're going to do some stuff very much focused on letting go. It's
Oh, good.
autumn. We're gonna be like trees and just let things go.
Like trees and leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
one idea in Qigong is that stuff gets actually stuck in various places in your body. It's a very mind body practice, right? So, one way to deal with this, I think we've done this before, is we just literally take our hands and like beat the stuff out of us. So we call it tapping. We do tapping and we beat the things that are stuck in us right on out. So we're going to go head to toe. We'll do this before we do our Peaceful Dragon Rising to get us cleared and energized for doing that
Okay.
flow. Um, I'm gonna not do as much of the face as I could. I will put a separate video up sometime in December for how to rub your face in a qigong way, um, because I just don't like to get my hands all over my face in the normal course of things. But what we are gonna do, we'll use our hands in several different ways to tap. You can just use your fingertips, like go across, like go across. At one point, I'm going to have you make a little rake with your hands.
Okay.
Otherwise, we can use the pinky side of our hand as a little karate chopper. We can just hold our hand in a loose fist and tap. And we can also just cup the hand gently and tap. So I'll suggest different hand positions for different tapping areas, but you can do whatever feels best to you while we are tapping. But I will say fingertips to start. And we're going to tap at our hairline and down to the front of the ears and back up and try to get into that little jaw joint and back up, uh, up. And then you can move into your scalp and just start tapping all along your head. There are so many acupressure points in your head and in your scalp, particularly. Your gallbladder points are zigzagging all across here. Got a lot of stuff going on. And it also just always feels good to give your scalp any kind of rub. Any kind of rub. And yet behind the ears, let's not neglect that area. There's some really good energy flowing around the ears. Very nice. Oh, yeah. And we are going to now make that rake with our fingers and put your hand the back of your head and then just turn your head to rake those fingers across and just keep doing that. This is your jade pillow in the occipital region of your skull. Very powerful energetic area, one of the most difficult to open up. So, if we just give it a nice good rub, we're certainly helping that process. Oh, yeah. And you can switch with the other hand, make that rake, and turn that head. Now that that's opened up a bit more, just grab your head with your fingers and let your thumbs find, ooh, those very nice little gallbladder spots on the right by the bumps on the back of your head. Just open that up. That's gallbladder 20, and it is amazing for if you're stressed. You just need a little tension release. Just grab your head, rub gallbladder 20. That's beautiful. And while we're thinking about the back of our head there. Sorry, my my headset's gone all over the place. You can imagine. We want to pay attention to cervical vertebrae 7, I think. So in Qigong, they call it the big vertebra. And you can feel it because it's big. So it's right at the base of your neck between your shoulders. And we're just going to actually give that kind of nice little slaps with our fingertips there. Oh, it does feel good. These people are on to something, I tell you. Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, we're gonna get the sides of our neck with the little pinky side karate chop. Just kind of go up and down the neck with the opposite hand. And you can start bringing that down the shoulder, but just keep going up and down. Just gradually work your way down that shoulder. Oh, I like tapping. Like I'm holding tension in this arm. I should just let it hang. Oh, I'm gonna do the other side. Very nice, very nice. Now I'm going to try, depending on how mobile my shoulders are feeling, to take a nice little loose fist tap and hit the back of my shoulder on the this side. And if you have to, go ahead and just slap it instead. Slapping is fine. Slap tap. I'll get the other side. That's a really good move. My mom is holding her elbow with the opposite hand. This is something we do also when we do the nice shoulder rubs. Um, we do that a lot in the summer because there's a lot of small intestine meridian points back here. Oh, you remember? Mom remembers. She's been doing this for 3 years. She got it. Excellent, excellent. And we're going to tap the front of the shoulders too. And this is where our wonderful lung points are. So we're especially happy to open this area up. You can even like just take some nice breaths and think about how little pressure in this area really helps you breathe deep. Oh, all right, other side. Yeah, we're going to do the arms. So we're going to use that nice loose fist tap to go down the outside of the arms and just explore a little bit. Try to get the muscles, which is of course a lot of tension holding potential in the muscles, and pay attention to those muscles around your joints. And give them a nice good tap. When you get to the bottom of your arm, the wrist, I suppose you might call it, you can come back up the bottom, the underside of your arm with a nice cupping tap. The softer sides of your limbs prefer a more gentle pressure. And when that feels right, you can actually take that and go all the way down your side
Ooh.
and up. All right, I'm going to do the other arm, starting with the hard outer edge of my arm, getting all my muscles, loving up those joints. And coming on up with the cupping hand. Oh, that's a nice one. Got some tension there. And we'll come down the side. Uh, nice. Got spleen points there. Excellent. We're going to take our fingertip tappies again and go down the sternum. I'm going to go up and down a little bit because this feels really good. And then you go all the way down, just get to your belly and start making some nice tappies around the liver and all those other organs in there. I remember all of them. Oh, that nourishment center, just get some energy going, good stuff flowing, knocking the bad stuff loose. And we're kind of in our rib cage area, and we're going to carry that around to the back just as high as you can get. Don't push it, and just kind of tap the back. This will feel familiar because we're always in our back rubbing our kidneys. Okay. Starts to get a little bit arm workouty. um, so that's our upper body, very important for the current element, but it's not complete if you don't do the lower body. So you're going to hit yourself in the glutes all over, but we're paying particular attention to our gallbladder 30s, which are an important point of energy connection and communication from between the upper and lower body. The glutes too, just as muscles, are so important for that hinge mode, like point between your upper and lower body. Howard, my husband, the personal trainer, if you've got back pain, knee pain, ankle pain, whatever, he's going to train your glutes because that's going to help with all of that. The very important places. And hips get stiff, so we're going to just tap the outside of the hips and then the hip flexors in front as well, which feels good. Okay. Don't worry, all we have left is the legs. It's gonna go like before. We're gonna tap down, pay attention to those muscles around the joints. We're gonna come up the inside of the legs with gentle slappy taps. Back down and up. The outside of the legs, we can use harder, more direct taps. And the back of the legs, just because it's easier, we'll use the slap taps again. Let's take a moment to give our knees a nice soft rub. Oh, come on up and just shake that out a little bit. Oh, you can bounce on your heels a little. Just settle in. Very nice, very nice. And we'll find ourselves into a nice parallel shoulder width stance. Take some breaths and just settle right in, relaxing everything, letting your energy float downwards towards the earth. Opening up the chest, the shoulders. Big breath in and breathing out. Look down. Nice stretch in that energized neck. And bring the head up and look up. Breathe. Bring the head to center. Tilt the head all the way to one side. Oh, it feels different after the tapping, doesn't it?
It really does.
It's very open. Let's come on up and tilt the head to the other side. Keep breathing. Bring that head up. Turn your head, look over your shoulder. Breathe. Bring the head forward and turn the head, look over the shoulder. Breathing. Let's bring the head to center. Shift your weight into one foot, turn the other out. Breathe out and bend at the waist, keeping the knees soft, feeling a nice stretch in your lower back. Breathing in, roll on up the spine. Straighten that foot, center your weight, flex and extend. Shift your weight over to the other side, turn the foot out, and bend at the waist. Hmm. So peaceful. Breathing in, let's come on up. Straighten, center, flex, and extend. Circle the arms in front of you, overhead, and relaxing everything down. Bring the arms around to hug a tree. And straightening up, push the palms to the ceiling. Nice stretch. And relax, release. Let the palms float down. We'll do balancing. Shift your weight to one side. Pick the other foot up just an inch or two. And set it back down. Shift your weight over. Pick the other foot up. And set it back down. Swinging the arms. For now, we are tapping our kidneys in the back and across the waist in the front. Tapping is even part of the form. We're just prioritizing the kidneys. And we'll deepen it with a weight shift and a heel pivot and tap the shoulder gateway in the front. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's wind it down. Check our feet. And now, as we are going to do our shoulder rolls, as we always do, let's keep in mind that this is a lung area and a large intestine area. It's crossing here as well. And think about that as we roll the shoulders back nice and big. We're opening up those meridians. And one more. Now let's roll the shoulders forward. Very nice. Feeling those shoulder blades come together in the back. One more. And shake it out. Nice. Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's clasp the hands together in the front and push the palms forward and release. And clasp the hands together in the back. Push the hands out and down and release. Very nice. Time to rotate the ankle. You can hold on to something or just set one foot at an angle for stability. Put your weight into that foot, and we're going to turn this ankle 10 times in one direction and 10 times in the other direction. And that will set that foot down at an angle for stability. And pick this foot up 10 times in one direction and 10 times the other way. And step forward with that foot, shift your weight into it, and pick up the back heel and bend the toes in the back. Open it up, yet more space in her body. Set that foot down, shift your weight back, pick the front toes up. We're going to stretch down the front leg. Breathe into the stretch. Breathing out, see if you can relax even further. All right, let's come on up. Switch the feet, stepping forward, shift your weight forward, bend the back toes. Breathe and set your foot down, shift your weight back, and stretch down the front leg. Breathe into the stretch, relax. And let's come on up. Switch those feet again. Point the back toes. Relax, release your hips and your leg muscles down to the earth. Keep the head lifted, the chin weighted. And set that foot down. Pick these toes up, push the hips back, and lean forward for a calf stretch. Breathe and relax. All right, come on up. We'll switch the feet. Shift your weight forward, point the back toes, relax and release. Head top lifted, chin weighted. And set that foot down. Shift your weight back, toes up, hips back, calf stretch. Breathe, relax. All right, let's come on up. We are going to return to a parallel shoulder width stance and add grasping air for our metal element. Stretching out with one hand, grab some air, bring it back to lung one. Stretch out with the other hand, bring it back. 8, 9, 10. And we will gather the air from behind now. Hand goes up and around and down to the chest. Here's 2. Breathing in and out. 6, 9, and 10. Oh, beautiful. For some reason, my feet always go wonky when I do that, so I'm gonna check them again. And bring my hands in front. Taking a nice breath in, we're gonna push up and push down, stretching the shoulder blades apart from each other. And relax. Release everything back to center. Breathe in and do the other side. And relax, release, come back, loose fists. Bow and arrow, pull the shoulder blades together. Keep that elbow high. And relax. Breathe in, other side, shoulder blades together. And clasp the fingers now. We're going to push them down, swing them up, and release. Relaxing down, flexing the knees a little bit. Bring the hands to the belly. Straighten up and take the hands and trace down the inside of the legs, around the toes. up the back of the legs, straightening up. Your hands get to your lower back. Look up and breathe out. Beautiful. Okay, turn a foot out now. Keep your weight in that foot, but step forward with the other. We are going to take the back of the hand now and trace the inside of the leg. Bring it out in front and up, straightening up. Make a beak and bring it back to your kidney. And switch the feet. Hand goes down. This is the snake creeping down. Out in front. Up. The bird returns to the nest. Switch the feet. One hand comes to the opposite shoulder. Splay the fingers and sweep the grass. Take that bird back to the nest. Switch the feet and sweep the grass. And use those little bird hands to rub your kidneys. Oh, beautiful. Okay, well we got our energy flowing, don't we? Okay. Well, that feels like probably enough strenuous exertion for especially this time of year. We are tilting into a very yin season. It's important to stay active because life is about balance, but we want to be comfortable with stillness. So we're going to do a movement from the Wild Goose form. It's actually 3 movements from the Wild Goose form that we've done before, but we're going to shift the visualization a little bit. So this we're going to do hold chi, pass through air, lift arms. They're not very not very descriptive words, but it's the one where we gather earth energy, roll it into a little ball, confetti it into the air, pick up a big ball of earth energy, let it drip over us, and then we just like pull up from our bones and just release. But this time we're trees.
Okay.
Oh, we're going to think about ourselves as autumn trees with a bunch of beautiful leaves. And as we gather this energy and throw it into the air, it's going to
We're
drop
going
all
to
over the
leave.
leaves. It's going to let those leaves flow right to the ground, just the way the rain and the snow do. And, trees are doing this for really cool reasons, right? They're like getting things out of their systems when they drop their leaves. They're doing interesting things over the winter in terms of being in the soil and communicating with the different trees and funguses down there. Um, it's a time of stillness, but it's an important time. It reminds me of, I mean, come on, we've all done yoga, right? It's an entry drug for, it's a gateway drug for this sort of thing. At the end of a yoga session, you lie down flat in corpse pose.
Loved it.
And
Favorite course.
corpse pose is the best, right? And a good teacher will tell you, like, you feel like you're just lying down, but so much important stuff is happening while you're lying down in corpse pose at the end of a yoga session. You can't just like get up and go about your day. You have to let it all integrate into your body. So that's what the trees are doing. They're corpse posing. And we're going to use this exercise to sort of connect with that kind of energy. So, if anybody is watching this video who needs to know, when we hold our chi and turn the chi, we are doing, we gather it up. We start with the left hand on top, and you're going to twiddle your fingers a little bit while rotating your hands in opposite directions. Does it feel a little weird at first? Yes. But also, do you feel heat between your hands?
Yeah.
It doesn't always happen, but when it does, it's this real like, wait, magic is real kind of a moment. So, very powerful little movement here. And as we're doing this, we're going to start in kind of a crouched over pose, bring it to one hip and rotate that chi to the other hip. Then we have to flip it over without dropping the chi. So the palms have to stay facing each other and just do that. And then we do it the other way. Bring here, we're going to break it in half. So that's what's going to happen. And then the rest is fairly straightforward. We go down, we get a bigger ball of chi. We drape it over our heads and we let it just float down. So this is the tree then pulling earth energy into itself, cooling itself down for the winter, staying connected and grounded to that earth. And then the final movement here is we lift up on our heels, but it's one of those ones where we bend our knees at the same time. So it's like this, so we don't get taller. And then we pull our arms up, bring them back to the shoulder, and there's this little explosive movement here. And as a human, it feels like we've cleared the outer energy field, we've cleared the inner energy field. This one feels like we're clearing out like from our bones. We're getting that marrow level nonsense out of our bodies. And I don't know what it is for the tree, but listen, we are humans in the end. Maybe we'll know by the end of this what that means for the tree. Okay. So I'll talk us through the various movements as we go. Um, but we'll take a moment here as our feet are on the ground to just relax your feet on that ground. Let them connect with the earth. Relax all the muscles in your legs and tuck your pelvis into like a nice relaxed position here. And your spine, like the trunk of the tree, is bringing your body up. The rest is all just being held up by the earth. Your upper body is very open, receptive. We'll take a moment to just think about all those beautiful gold and red leaves all around us on every branch. And we're going to bend down at the waist, bring our hands forward, and gather up a little ball of earth energy. And bringing it up, don't straighten up all the way, but bring it to your left hip with the left hand on top and start spinning it, rotating hands in opposite directions, working it with your fingers. Bring it slowly in front of you and over to your right hip. You may feel that heat starting to build up. And once you get to your right hip, go ahead and flip that over, right hand on top, and rotate that chi in the other direction. Once you're at your left hip, just take a couple more rotations to come back to center. And now that that earth energy is all purified, we're going to take it in both hands, break it into two, straighten up, fling it out. And that earth energy is now flittering down like the first snowfall, knocking down all those leaves. Oh, they just float gently down to the earth, turn into soil of their own. We're going to go ahead and bend over, gather up a big ball of earth energy to sustain us through the winter. Drape it over our bodies. Let that start to float slowly down back to the earth. As we visualize those leaves snapping from their branches, gently floating down one by one in front of us, to either side, behind, all around us, leaves gently floating down to the earth. That earth energy also floating down close to our bodies, clearing out anything else that no longer serves us, no matter how useful it once was. Keep breathing. Everything floating down. You are rooted, connected to the earth. As its energy clears away everything that is no longer needed. Breathe in and breathe out. In and out. Leaves getting closer and closer to the ground now. The thick, sweet earth energy is floating around down our calves, down our shins, towards our ankles, back to the ground. Everything we're releasing will be recycled to a different purpose. Breathe in and release. Breathe in and relax. Breathe in and let that breath go. Final leaves fall to the ground. The earth energy reaches our feet, taking everything with it back to the earth. Feel the soles of your feet on the ground. Release. Release everything back to the earth. Breathe in and out. Breathe in. Release. Breathe in. Relax. Breathe in. Let go. Now rise up on your heels. Let the arms drift up. Bring those hands back to the shoulder and push. Mm, very nice. Close that motion. Ah, lovely. Thank you.